Ever thought about lighting a portrait with no front light at all? Let me show you what happened when I gave it a shot. I'm shooting with Ainsley, a model from Edge Agency. She came in for a quick test shoot and I sent her a couple of concepts ahead of time so we were all aligned. What I wanted to try was a wrap-around high-key look that I'd seen online but never tested myself. So the goal for this shoot was simple: bright, high key, and glowing or slightly ghosted look coming from the background. For this concept, I used two 7-foot umbrellas aimed directly into the white backdrop. I only had one silver umbrella and one white umbrella, so that's what I worked with. I didn't use any key light on the subject. The whole idea was push the light into the backdrop and let it bounce back forward, wrapping around the model. So instead of lighting her directly, everything is coming from behind and spilling forward into the frame. I moved Ainsley up quite a far distance away from the backdrop so that none of that light was washing her out too much. So in this situation, the backdrop is acting as a giant key light, and it's coming from the back and it's just wrapping around Ainsley and giving her kind of a nice even tone to her look. Comes to me with quite a bit of experience in modeling, and I'm just going to let you listen. Usually I'm giving feedback, but really she knew all of her angles, so I kind of just shut up and tried not to talk too much. So these are the photos straight out of camera, and I'm pretty happy with how they all turned out. Some of these images look really nice to me, at least, and they're kind of exactly what I wanted. So maybe I lucked out, or maybe I watched enough tutorials to kind of get the look that I wanted. Now, the key things with this lighting setup is hopefully that we don't blow out the details in her hair here. So straight out of camera here, we can probably see if I use my highlights there. There's probably some strands that if I just bring down the whites possibly, we get some more of that detail back. Yeah, you can see some of the fuzziness there. And yeah, that's kind of the goal, is that you don't lose any detail with how white that is. So that's just a quick glimpse at some of these shots that I think turned out really, really nice. For the first time ever doing this, I'm pretty happy with how that looked, and we're probably just going to pick one photo here and edit that, and I'm going to pick this image right here. And I'll be perfectly honest with you, I don't go too crazy in Lightroom because I don't know, I just feel like if I do too much, then I don't know, I just don't like it as much. So I'm just gonna make small minor tweaks, a little bit of contrast, and maybe if I bring the highlights down, I can get some more of that detail in her hair coming back, and just move the whites down a little bit, and kind of like to see it further out, and then I'll make the blacks a little bit more black. And I usually always just go to the clarity minus 20 something, just gives it that softer look. And maybe dehaze, and quite honestly I like her red hair, so I'm going to keep that kind of warm, and for me that's good enough. The only other thing that I like to do is I do the lens adjustment so that it's perfect physics of the lens, so 24-70, and I'm going to export this into Photoshop. Okay, so here we are in Photoshop, and the first thing I'm going to do, I like this image, so I'm going to make it larger, and I might use it for, say, a thumbnail. So I want it that 16:9, and because it's white, I think it'll probably be really easy to get the generative expand to fill in that white. Okay, so there we go, and I'm just going to make that one layer. And then the only thing that I really focus on in my editing is just making sure the skin is really nice. So I use Danny Bautista's frequency separation. Okay, and my first step in frequency separation is I always just work on the skin, and I use the liquid brush, the mixer brush tool, and I just paint in the skin and just kind of even it out to make sure it looks good. Keeping the highlights of the definition on her calves. And just kind of even that skin out. Move up. Do the same thing for her arms, just to even out the coloring. And then I move a little bit closer. And a smaller brush for the skin on her face. And then I just go in with my detail layer, and I use the clone stamp tool on this layer, and I just fix any minor imperfections. And I'm not too picky, realizing that when I zoom out, you're not going to see a whole lot of imperfections. Now the only downside to this type of lighting, and maybe the next time I use it, I will think of a way to possibly get some catch lights in her eyes. But with the nature of the light coming from behind, That might be hard to do as is, but maybe I'll look into trying to play with that without adding too much fill back into her face. And I don't mind some of these flyaways. Yeah, because they look natural. I don't think they're distracting. Small little parts on her arm. And that's pretty good. If I zoom out, I'm just going to quickly zoom in on her legs just in case she has any kind of nick or scrape on them. And all in all, I'm pretty happy with this look. I really liked trying it, and most of all, Ainsley seemed to like the photos as well. Super precise placement, so it's easy to focus on posing and expression. I think this lighting setup works best when you want something soft, bright, and a little bit different from the standard front lit portrait. If you're trying this, I'd just pay attention to your distance from the backdrop, because it's going to change how much light wraps around and how strong that glow looks. If you made it this far, my name is Chris Hartman. I'm based out of Regina, Saskatchewan, and this channel is all about testing lighting, working with models, and figure out what actually works in real shoots. If you've ever tried something like this, or you have a different way you'd approach the setup, let me know in the comments. I'm curious to see what you would change. And if you're into this kind of stuff, more lighting setups and real test shoots, consider subscribing, and I'll keep breaking these down as I try them. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a great week.